You already saw the title of the video, so let's just get right into it.
Making her thoughts.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Miki and I talk about the Barbie movies in chronological order. Today it's all about Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. If you're new, here's what we're gonna do. We are first going to go through a summary of the film and then go into analyzing it. So let's begin. As we see from the title, there isn't just one Barbie character, nor two, like in The Princess and the Pauper. No. There's 12. And the movie needs to focus on the action rather than introducing all the girls. So the movie begins with showing us 9 out of 12 of them. This guy over here is sent from another kingdom to invite the princesses to a royal ball, but he leaves pretty quickly as the girls keep interrupting him, unintentionally, might I add. The youngest 3 are trying to catch a pet bug, 2 others are playing croquet, and 2 others are on stilts. You get the picture. And the man has the audacity to criticize the girls to their father, the king. Like, hello, who do you think you are to be talking like that? If I were the king in this situation, I would have banished him from the land entirely. But no, you know what he does instead? He talks to his cousin, Rowena, played by late Catherine O'Hara, the budget these movies had, to become a royal trainer to get his daughters to become proper princesses. This will come into play a little later, but I'm just mentioning it now. Okay, let's get back to present time. At breakfast, we get better insight into a few more of the girls we didn't see at the beginning, and we know all their names now. Okay, there are 12 of them, but there is one main character, Genevieve. Let's meet the girls, shall we? This is in age order from oldest to youngest. Here we go. Ashley, the oldest, Blair, the horseback rider, Courtney, the reader, Delia and Adeline, the girls who play croquet, Felon, the hopeless romantic, Genevieve, the girl who is always late and has a pet cat, Twyla, Hadley and Isla, the girls who like to go on stilts, Janessa, who likes collecting bugs, Kathleen, and Lacey. Okay, to clarify again, Lacey will also be pretty important. Genevieve is the main girl, but Lacey has some good screen time. Now you may have noticed I mentioned they almost all have something about them, a hobby or a passion, but they all have one common love, and that is ballet. After breakfast, the girls go outside as they have been informed their new dancing shoes arrived. And this is the cobbler, Derek, and his trusty talking parrot, Felix. And you see that too? Oh, you know what that means? Say it with me. It's love interest time. So Derek likes Genevieve, but given his status, he won't even try to approach her. Where have we seen this play out before? Not only Derek can make gorgeous dancing shoes, like, look at them, but he can also play the flute, so he sings them a cute tune for them to dance to. The girls also pick up on the romance, and they tease Genevieve about it. She denies it, but she kind of slips that she likes him. Rowena arrives at the castle with her assistant Desmond and this evil monkey named Brutus. The girls are introduced to their new tutor, and they don't have too much to complain about at first. That is until they realize Rowena's style of teaching is sort of unorthodox. She has the girls dressed in gray dresses as she gives them lessons, the first of which being the art of waving the fan. They now also have a curfew, and they will be punished if they don't respect it. What that punishment is, I don't know. I just know I was so stressed watching Genevieve not reach her bed on time, but I realize now I don't even know why I was stressed in the first place. Genevieve tries to talk to her father out of having these lessons and informs her that Rowena is like really rude, but he doesn't believe them. The next morning is the 6th birthday of the triplets. We learn of a tradition they have where they sing for the birthday girls and do a cute little dance too. This is a tradition started by their late mother because of course there needs to be the dead mother trope. Rowena hears the noise and stops him since princesses don't act this way. That night, the girls are given their birthday gifts, a storybook. Each one of the princesses has one, and it tells the story of a princess who found an enchanted garden where she could dance to her heart's desire. They discovered that the flowers on their books matched the flowers on a pattern in their bedroom, and if danced on them in the order of oldest to youngest, it opens a portal to the same garden as in the story. There's a catch though. You can only visit the garden 3 times. After that, it closes forever. Can we talk about how gorgeous this is? And they have golden flowers that just grant wishes? I want one. Lacey falls as she dances, and they discover the garden bears a water with healing properties. While all this is happening, the king is growing sicker by the day. Why? Because his dear cousin Rowena is actively poisoning him. You see, she never intended to make the girls proper princesses, but rather brainless minions who will do anything she says. All the while, she gets rid of the one actually calling the shots. The garden becomes the girls' place to escape during the night. Derek sees the Duchess is doing some shady business in the night with a man who sells her herbs, which is clearly the poison she gives the king. Rowena paid for the service using items that used to belong to the late queen. Derek sells his horse in exchange for the cup. Brutus realizes the girl's shoes are worn out and shows Rowena, who tries to understand how that happened if they supposedly didn't and couldn't leave their room. She asks the girls what happened, and they actually tell the truth, but she doesn't believe them. As punishment for lying and talking back to her, Rowena has the girls clean the castle's garden and clean the steps. They are not allowed to sing either, as she strips them of any fun. Derek breaks into the castle to warn the girls that Rowena has been stealing, but doesn't find them. However, he does find out how to get into the garden, as he'd seen Genevieve outside dancing those specific steps, and brings Genevieve the cup. At the same time, Rowena also figures out where the girls have been sneaking off to. This is already the 3rd time the princesses have gone to the garden. The thing is, Rowena manipulated them into thinking their father was getting sick as a result of stress caused by their behavior, so they decided to leave for the garden forever. Upon hearing what Derek had to say, they realized their father was in danger and only they could help, so they tried to go back, but Rowena is destroying the entrance to the garden. And as I'm making this script for this video, I'm also realizing that the story in the book doesn't perfectly match what we see in real life. And I mean, it's fine. It's a story, but in the story, the princess could only go there 3 times before it closed. And yeah, the princesses went there 3 times, but then Derek and Rowena also came in. So the portal can be opened more than 3 times. It just so happens that for them, it was actually 3 times that it could only go because it then ended up getting destroyed. Or maybe it's that the same person can't go there more than 3 times. Moving on. Because Rowena is destroying the entrance to the garden, it actually also makes the garden disappear, meaning that they could disappear with it. Because of how sick the king is, he makes Rowena the queen while he is recovering and allows her the throne if he dies. The princesses manage to escape by dancing the steps again, but there is a catch. Genevieve and Derek must dance together because love is the key to everything. And the portal opens in the pavilion of the castle that they had cleaned earlier. This is supposedly their mother's dancing pavilion. Each of the princesses, along with Derek and Felix, distracts the guards and get rid of security while the triplets wait outside for Genevieve to return. Lacey has this little vial of the healing water from the enchanted garden and she wants to give it to Genevieve, so she rushes inside before she gets the signal. Right before the king dies, Rowena actually lets him know she'd been poisoning him. Genevieve and Derek, unfortunately, don't get there in time to save him and Lacey gets caught. Rowena brought a magical flower from the garden and has it make the armor come to life and fight Derek and Genevieve. Finally, as this plan fails, she wishes Genevieve would dance forever without stopping, but she uses her fan to blow the magic back to Rowena. The magic transfers to whoever touches her, who happens to be Desmond, and he doesn't seem to mind all that much. Lacey gives her father the water and brings him back to life. The king apologizes for not listening before, and the film ends with the marriage between Derek and Genevieve, and everyone lives happily ever after. This movie is the final of the 3 released in 2006. My theory is that the company wanted to make experiments without too big of a risk. This movie was their backup plan. Why? Well, the first movie released was already very different from their catalog. It's Barbie Diaries. There's different story, different setting, different animation. Then came Barbie Mermaidia, which is the first sequel that they ever made. It is known that sequels don't always make as much money as the original, so they had one more movie made to ensure their revenue, and that was Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. It's their regular fantasy story. It's actually slightly based on an existing fairy tale, although it only really overlaps with the fact that there's 12 girls. There's a little bit of romance involved. It's all the elements that worked before. And on IMDb, it's the highest rated of the three, and one of the highest rated Barbie films in general. And rightfully so. Let's analyze it. To begin with, we have to applaud them for making 12 main characters. They definitely tried to make them a bit distinct in their personalities, and that is also apparent through their clothing. Moreover, the books they have all portray a specific flower for each of them, further differentiating the girls. When Rowena comes in charge, she takes away their spark and their uniqueness by making all of them dress the same, even their hair. Dress style is a form of expression, so she actively is washing their personalities out of them. But they all have one thing in common, an element which keeps coming back into play: dancing. This is also a form of expression. Art in itself is another way to communicate. So the idea is that Rowena can try to take away what is surface level, like their clothes, and replace them with what she sees fit, but she can't break their spirit. There is a beautiful foreshadowing at the beginning that Rowena's visit may mean more than meets the eye. It's here when she stops in front of the late Queen's portrait, and in the end she replaces it with her own. Even her design is very different from everyone around her. She has cold and lifeless colors. When you put her next to her cousin, they're polar opposites. He wears warm colors and his gestures show openness, while Rowena is much more stern and stiff. She is the cousin of a king and has the title of a duchess, yet her carriage is falling apart. This could show that she has a polished outside, but she isn't to be trusted. The king is desperate to have his image and his daughter's image to be more respected in and outside the kingdom, so he overlooks the concerns of the girls as just being difficult and picky. He isn't seeing the problem even before his very eyes, as the girls are all wearing gray. Wouldn't he have just asked himself, why is this happening? I don't think they would need that. What started as a wish to do good quickly turned into a problem which concerned things far beyond an image. The girls were being abused and he was being unknowingly poisoned. Indeed, the girls probably needed some classes on how they should act when someone is visiting. In my opinion, the king wasn't exaggerating in that sense, as there was a really important person at the beginning who left because of the girls' behavior. That isn't to say they can't do anything. They just need to learn that there is such a thing as a place and time for different behavior. I do appreciate the use of the fan at the end, kind of turning Rowena's own weapon against her. She taught them to use the fans after all. Derek was a great character. He's risked his life by breaking into the castle and warned the girls of what Rowena was doing. Once again, he is the love interest of our main Barbie character, but he is more than that. He helps defeat the villain in the end, and he shows loyalty to the princess. Lacey had some beautiful character growth. She went from the clumsy girl with low confidence to the one who ran into the castle all alone and ended up saving their father. The comedic relief of Felix was amazing. I love his lines. There's also some interaction between Twyla, Genevieve's cat, and Brutus, which is interesting to watch. To note, only Felix can be understood by others. The rest of the animals only talk amongst themselves. This was it for this analysis. All in all, a great movie with one of the most iconic OSTs, the intro song. The plot was greatly executed and told the story in an engaging way. It was easy to follow and proves once again that children's movies can deal with much darker issues than you would expect. May I remind you, regicide is committed in this film. Rowena actually kills the king, not just attempts, but succeeds, okay? And the movie teaches you never to back down in a fight when you know what you're doing is what's right. I did not intend for that to rhyme, but here we are. If you like this video, I have plenty more on my channel just like this. I like to talk about the Barbie movies in case you haven't noticed. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and press the bell to be notified of my next video. Let me know if you have any suggestions on what I should post, and otherwise next time we are discussing Barbie Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow. Until then, bye!